Hi, everybody. I'm Justin Bogar with BrightPath Notes, and this is the Super E and J podcast.
And I'm Super E with Elizabeth Mayora.
Awesome. So we're going to have our pilot episode today for you guys.
And what happened is we get together and talk about real estate. We're both entrepreneurs and have our own companies. And we thought, you know what? We should be recording this and sharing the good things, the bad things, everything that goes on in real estate.
Absolutely.
So my company is Elizabeth Mayora, and we do all things Airbnb, short-term rental, vacation rental. So anything less than 30-night consecutive stay is considered a short-term rental. And we do everything from rehabbing for our clients. We do all the design and the furnishing and the complete hosting and property management.
Awesome. Well, I'm Justin Bogard. My company is BrightPath Notes, and what we do is we buy and we sell mortgage notes on the secondary market. We also help investors create this paper as well, so they can either keep the cash flow monthly or they can also liquidate the loan, and we offer some services for them to liquidate their loan on our website as well. So, Super E, this is our pilot episode. How do you feel about this?
I'm excited. We've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, let's see. We've been friends for a good couple of years. Mm-hmm. We met through our local RIA company, a RIA group called CYREA,
which stands for Central Indiana Real Estate Investors Association.
Yeah. And you were at the women's subgroup meeting, I believe, when I met you. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was lucky enough to be speaking about notes to the group of women there. And I believe that was one of your first days in Indianapolis. Am I correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Awesome. Do you remember what I talked about way back then?
Notes.
Of course, right? Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe I should talk to him about investing in notes. So I wasn't familiar with that before he spoke. So
awesome. Well, I'm sure glad I got that opportunity because I wouldn't have a chance to meet you. I know we've been good friends ever since then. Mm-hmm. We often talk and meet up and just see how things are going with ourselves, which is why we're doing this pilot episode, and hopefully continue to have a podcast, with many episodes after that. So what's been going on with you this week, Elizabeth?
Well, we've had lots of exciting things in the business. If you have ever done a software integration,
No.
We did case studies in grad school, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a nightmare. But whenever you live it, that's a whole nother thing. But so there's some really fun dynamics going on in the vacation rental industry. And one of the things is there's all these ancillary businesses that are coming out of it. And one of them is software packages. So it's going to be revolutionary once we get everything set. But we have pricing discrepancies between the different platforms. And so we're working very, very, very closely with that company. And we've got the Indy 500 that's next weekend. So,
oh my God, is that coming up so quickly? Wow.
Month of May, my friend.
It's flying by.
Isn't that crazy? Today's the 16th.
I know. So if those of you who are listening that aren't local to this area, the Indy 500 is a big deal for our community and for the Airbnb business, right? This is a gold mine for you in this month and other months too, but this month specifically.
Yes, it's huge for us. Right now we have a professional photographer. He's from Michigan that's staying with us. I ran into him at the track yesterday, which was really cool.
Oh, fun.
And so, it's just really cool. And whenever you're in this business, you see how much business events bring. So they're not only staying lodging with us, but all the restaurants that they're going to, they're stopping at the grocery store. So it's really huge. And if you have anything going on in your community to support different events, will make a big difference.
That's awesome. So then you're pretty much at full capacity as far as all of your hosting properties that you do in the month of May.
Almost.
Okay.
We're almost filled up for a race day. Race weekend, I should say. Yes.
So do you have any properties right there next to the track?
We do. We have a property that's just literally a block and a half from the track.
Oh, fun. So that one booked up pretty quickly, right?
It did. Yes. Yes.
Awesome. So what are the going rates for the Airbnbs that are local to the track? Like what's a daily rate, do you think, for a typical, I don't know, what's over there, like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath type of home?
Well, Speedway is a really interesting area, which is where, technically the track is in Speedway, Indiana. It's not in Indianapolis, Indiana, even though it's called Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But that comes into play with Airbnbs because Airbnb pulls from Google
Mm.
maps. So it comes up as Speedway. But it's really cool. Speedway is having a huge resurgence, as you probably know. They're building brand new apartments downtown. The whole downtown is getting rehabbed, so to speak. So you have rates anywhere from $50 to $400 per night, depending on,
wow.
like, especially for the race weekend. Yeah, it's a huge shift and very big changes depending on the grade of the property.
Does anybody Airbnb a trailer, like a fifth wheel?
They've got an Airbnb for everything. Boats,
Oh wow, boats! I never thought
tree
about that.
houses.
Tree houses?
Yes. Joshua Tree out in, it's over on the West Coast somewhere. It's the #1 Airbnb from all over the world.
Oh, that would be so fun.
And there's some super, like your kids would like it too. There's some
Yeah.
super cool ones in Atlanta as well.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be in a tree house and have your own little nook in there. Is it like an enclosed area? Does it have windows? Does it have a door? Or is it just?
The ones that I have seen on Airbnb, they are, but you can choose or search specifically on all these different criterias. If you want a bungalow, if you want an apartment, it's
Wow.
yeah, they've done an amazing job. Yurts are on there too. Tents, you can Airbnb out of a tent.
What's a yurt?
I don't really know. I just know it's
Forgive me for asking, but I really don't know what a yurt is, so I had to jump in and ask.
I should probably look it up so that our listeners will know too.
Yeah.
But pretty much anything you can rent is
Wow.
is almost on.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what
Airbnb.
this yurt is. So, well, I've experienced Airbnbs before. My family and I, we go to Charleston, South Carolina, a couple times a year, and we are fortunate enough to get Airbnb right by the beach, so that we can just walk to the beach and we can just drive our van down there and just sit down there and just walk right to the beach. I mean, it's kind of cool. So when that's been my first experience with Airbnb. I know other people have experienced in other places, but it's just so fun to have a house instead of being in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you have all the conveniences of a home stuff with the cooking, utensils and the pots and pans and the refrigerator, and you have a grill, and I mean it's just such a neat experience. And it seems like I don't know the cost difference between the hotel versus Airbnb, but it doesn't seem like it's that different.
Typically the Airbnbs are less expensive, and where it really comes into play is on the business side, because with the business, everybody rents their own hotel room, right? If you have 5 people traveling. But we have a 4-bedroom in Bates Hendricks, which is a super cool neighborhood here in Indy. And we have a lot of male and female colleagues are traveling together and will stay in the same house.
Okay.
And so we have bathrooms and en-suites on different floors just to help accommodate that as well. So that saves companies a lot of money, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Very interesting.
And Airbnb has a huge push for Airbnb for work. So businesses are signed up to book directly with them.
Okay, so then if a large company comes in and they kind of take over a spot downtown or a certain city within Indianapolis or outside of Indianapolis, then that's actually a good footprint for Airbnb, because then those traveling employees need a place to stay, and what better place to have than a home, sitting than being in a hotel.
That's right.
See, I see tons of advantages. So is anybody trying to put the kibosh locally here, like any townships putting the kibosh on Airbnbs?
We do have Carmel, which they're kind of special anyways, which I like Carmel. But the good thing is that we have House Bill 1035 that protects us here in the state of Indiana, which our legislation passed last year and Governor Holcomb signed. He signed it March 1st and went into effect July 1st. So Indiana was very much on the forefront and had a lot of foresight on protecting us doing it here.
Awesome.
Because we don't have enough, especially here in Indianapolis, we don't have enough hotel rooms to accommodate all of the conventions and all of the business we have going on.
That's right.
So we only have, it's just over 7,000 hotel rooms in the city of Indianapolis.
Oh, wow.
And the NRA convention that we just had was 75,000 people. Gen Con, which is in August, will be 75,000 people.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's much, much needed here.
That makes total sense. When you put the numbers in front of me, I had no idea. That was only 7,000 rooms or hotel rooms.
Yes.
Rooms. So each room you think of 1 to 2 guests probably per room. So you can do the math there. 75,000 people are going to have somewhere to stay.
That's right. Exactly.
We're lucky 10 to 14, you actually get a room close to the convention. But That's awesome. So cool.
And just to follow up on the yurt, just so you all know,
The yurt.
from Wikipedia,
Okay.
a traditional yurt is a portable round tent covered with skins or felt and used as a dwelling. So
We're talking about like a tent back in the Indian days. Oh, okay, a yurt. Yeah, it looks like a hay hut.
there we go.
Wow. Okay, I don't know if I would feel comfortable Airbnb-ing that. It doesn't look like it has some of the amenities that I would need.
There's a top-rated treehouse on Airbnb. I forget where it is.
Yeah.
You have to climb down to use the facility, so to use the restroom, and it's still a 5-star rated treehouse.
Oh my God.
So
that blows my mind.
Yeah, it's just all about the experience
Wow.
and what you're looking for, right? What are your expectations? So
That's crazy. Well, I'm so glad that I ran into you and got to meet you, because the Airbnb is something somebody's always been talking about it around me.
Mhm.
I just never knew or experienced what it was, and then obviously learning what you're doing now and seeing you educate about this and coaching people on how to be a host and a super host and how to do this the right way. It's just like, it's mind-boggling, and then the money that you can make on it too is incredible. I think you told me one time, is it close to 3x of rent?
it's the rule of thumb is 2 times
Okay.
traditional rent.
Okay.
And then what we see here in Indy is in our high season, we can gross anywhere between 2 to 5 times what a traditional rent would be for that month.
Yeah, that's incredible. And
So-
then you got it down to a science to where you're getting almost full capacity, season long, because you're able to promote this stuff and get things booked to where you can get as much occupancy as you can, right?
We're working very hard
Yeah.
on that.
'Cause
Very hard on
I
that.
can see that be challenging. But I mean, it's easy when you have Gen Con coming up and you have
Mhm.
Indy 500 and things like that,
Mhm.
that we know about. But then when you have the down times, what are those down months here in Indianapolis?
It's November through February.
Okay.
Are our slow season. But one of the things that's happened in the Bates Hendricks Fountain Square zip code of 46203, just from March of 2018 to March of 2019, we have 44% more properties on the market.
Wow.
So what's happened is that people, everybody has heard the hype of it. And so
Yeah.
they think, oh, well, this is easy. So I think what's going to happen is we have a lot of folks that have gone on to Airbnb because there's no barrier to entry. Anybody can put your property on Airbnb. But I think 2 things are going to happen: that when they find out how much work it is after a few months, they're going to reconsider it.
Yeah.
And then 2, you have to, so we furnish the houses and you have to furnish the house. It's a commercial property. So you can't buy stuff from a garage sale and expect it to last.
Right.
So I think when they start seeing breakdowns, and then we have a lot of, in some cases you can get a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house nice for $50 a night, and that's not sustainable. You can't make money doing that.
Right.
So I think in the next 4 to 5 months, we're going to see a shift. We're going to see a decrease in the properties that are here. And then I really feel like that's what's going to happen. So
Okay. Well, along the same lines of the furniture, what I was thinking was, and you have to have it match like a theme. Because I know you do an awesome job on your website. Is it elizabethmayora.com?
Mhm.
And you'll have themed things. And I know that on social media, you'll push out and you'll ask for, like, what do you think this theme is going to be called? And you have pretty cool names that you come up with these different properties. So that's why I like following you on social media on that stuff. So, and you do a great job of that, by the way. You do a lot of good videos and stuff. So I aspire to do that this year as well. So I hope I can bring something to the table for social media on my end.
It's all a learning process. I mean, as you know, with running your business and Bright Path, and so you've been in business how many years now?
The notes business, I've had it for 3 years, about 3.5 years. So before that, I did real estate and stuff. But then I'm fully in the note business for the past 3 years. So yeah, it's interesting. So I often wonder, I was like, how can I take a situation to where I have a note or somehow, and I can turn it into like an Airbnb, or have an Airbnb and turn it into a note? And I always wonder, that would be kind of powerful. Because I know some people do these assisted living facilities to where they buy the single family, the ranch or whatever, that has multiple rooms, and they are able to rent out each room to an assisted living individual. And they have a nurse there, they have the equipment and the food and all the process there. Then they sell that thing as one big turnkey, investment to somebody, because it's bringing in probably 3, 4, 5 times, standard rent,
Absolutely.
because the care involved obviously raises the premium, for the individuals. And so I was thinking, like, what if you can do that and then just sell that turnkey investment like on a note, like a seller finance note? And I'd be like, that's a great way to set up a business. Be a lot of work up front, wouldn't it? But then step away and you become the bank. So being in this note space has really got me to think creatively about just how can you always, what we call, note your way, and I'm doing air quotes here, note your way out of a situation so that you can truly just step back and be the bank and take that passive income. So that's what's been fun for me, is trying to figure out things. I mean, it's easy to go out and buy a loan. I mean, it's easy. You just put down money and you just start receiving payments, right? But that's what I like about it. So yeah, the past 3.5 years has been definitely a fun growth. It's going from real estate to the note business. It wasn't a difficult challenge as opposed to not being in real estate and jumping into the note investing, because a lot of the real estate knowledge and the marketing strategies and all that stuff kind of translates really well into notes. It's just you have a different type of due diligence, and you have to put on a different, set of eyeglasses, so to speak, so you can approach things differently. You're not more or less worried about the property as much, more focused on the cash flow or the borrower. Or there's another side of it for non-performing loans, and that's, the fix and flip guys. I find they are really, they really want to get that non-performing loan because they know how to fix the problem if they get the property back.
Okay.
So it's kind of fun that way. I just had a meetup.
How'd it go?
It went really well. It was at George's Neighborhood Grill, local place, and it was my 14th meetup I've had.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I started in 2018, did it once a month, the second Tuesday of every month, every month after that, and this one was on due diligence, so it was kind of fun. I got to kind of reset and just kind of take a look back on when I started in the note business, how I did due diligence, to how I do due diligence today. So it's kind of fun to go over that. And so Dave Short, our local celebrity, fix and flip guy, he was there. So it was kind of fun for him to weigh in on some of his note investing experience. And so we had some good conversations then. And so that was pretty exciting. So then I actually I'm working at a space called Launch Fishers, and it's a shared workspace. And so I got to be a member of that space. So I use it, to work instead of working at home, because, working at home is so much fun, especially for the last 3 years, right? You get sucked into doing laundry and other things. You're just like, what am I doing? But because of that, I've built a relationship with some of the people at Launch. And so they actually offer to have some of the meetup groups be hosted there, especially their paid members that pay to use their facilities. So I'm able to now to take it to a different level now and have a bigger theater room, so to speak. And so now I can generate more people to come in to get some education and show the marketplace what we'll be doing in the note space. So that's kind of fun. So that's kind of the big things that have been happening with me this week.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster. You start off doing this stuff and you don't know who's going to show up and how many people are going to be there, and then you just keep building on it, and you got to stay the course. You got to keep the momentum going. Because I noticed that when I stop my marketing and I don't do it as strong as I did the previous month, my attendance shows because of it.
Wow. Okay. So what all marketing are you doing for it?
I have an email program called MailChimp. And so I load a lot of leads in there.
Okay.
And then so I send out email blasts probably 3 or 4 times for my meetup. And then I have an Alignable account to where I do an Alignable channel. I don't really know how well that's been working for me. I haven't really been able to capture that metric on that. I do social media, of course, the 4 main ones, the LinkedIn, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter. And I post on that, and then I do a Facebook event within the Facebook page.
Okay.
So that gets out there, and then I'll try and tag. The local place that I'm meeting at, or tag if I have a guest speaker like you come out, I'll tag your name on it, and I feel like it gets a lot of organic reach from there, other people that I wouldn't be able to reach before. So that's been kind of fun. So learning this marketing stuff and the social media has been just like a mind-blowing experience. But it's, how much does it cost me? It just costs me time. And that's what I love about it. Because I know when we were in school in our younger days, it was all about spending marketing dollars and having, how much is your marketing budget? And nowadays it's how much of your time do you want to put into it? And then you got to be really competitive and smart, and you got to be, on the edge of the latest trend that somebody wants to be able to look at your social media. Like, for example, we were talking about your videos. I mean, your videos are awesome because a lot of people don't want to read a bunch of things, but if they have a video, it can just play in the background for, I don't know, how long are your videos? Like probably 30 seconds to 2 minutes?
Less than a minute, so we can post them on Instagram once a week.
Okay. And then that's the other caveat too, is I'm finding out on Facebook, like you can't post anything longer than a couple minutes.
On Facebook?
Yeah. So I have to put a link in Facebook to, like, I did a webinar with Eddie Speed.
Uh-huh.
And it was about some classes that he was coming to Indianapolis to teach on. And by the way, Eddie Speed's the guy who kind of who coached and mentored me in the note space, as well as a few others. And so we recorded this webinar. It's probably like about 40 minutes long. And so when I went to go actually save the video file and upload it to Facebook, it like wouldn't post. I'm like, what's going on? And then I figured after reading for a while, like Facebook doesn't want you to upload and post things, but you can put a link in there to go to another site, in Facebook. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So those are the challenges that you just kind of learn when you're doing this stuff. So the marketing push is definitely unique, but it's like if you're not consistent and persistent with it, you lose all the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like finding these other media channels. I don't know. Do you have a YouTube channel?
We do, but we're not doing very much with it.
Maybe you should, right?
Yes. And are you getting hits off of Twitter?
I'm getting some followers off Twitter. So
Really?
I probably get my most interaction off of Instagram because I think people follow hashtags a lot more
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram than they do anything else. And Twitter, I get a little bit of following. So my probably core thing is Instagram, and then probably LinkedIn, and then Facebook, and then Twitter.
Okay.
So I don't want to discount Twitter just because I said it in the fourth category,
Mm-hmm.
but I do get a little bit of interaction with it because certain people just like Twitter and certain people just like Facebook or Instagram. It's just, so reaching that entire audience, and everyone's on, everybody should be on LinkedIn, for business wise or professional. So that's kind of my spiel on that.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't think about Twitter for us, but we actually have a super awesome client from New York City who found me on LinkedIn, one of the videos. So we try to do a tip of the week on LinkedIn and on Instagram too. And then we'll also we're furnishing a house. It's actually it's a duplex. Well, actually it's a triplex, but so we're furnishing it right now. And so we did a video yesterday of a walkthrough because one of the things is I always want to be just really transparent, and the house is a total disaster right now, but it's this is what it takes to make it look beautiful and get it ready for our guests. So we showed that. And I just put a lot of disclaimers in, it is a disaster right now, but just give us a week. And but I'm glad you said that thing about Twitter because that is a totally different, and I'm sure different demographic and everything.
Yeah, and people still follow hashtags from what I can tell on Twitter, and then you can post pictures, obviously, and you can do videos too in Twitter as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, other people have been doing videos in it. I don't think I've done any videos on Twitter specifically, but yeah, it can be videos on it. So
see, and this is why we do this.
Yeah, exactly. We get together, we talk about stuff, we learn things. We're in totally separate real estate businesses, but it's still fun to talk about stuff because the strategies that I have and the strategies that you have, we can both figure out ways to make things work. So this is the exact reason why we wanted to sit down and record this stuff so people can hear our conversation and be a fly on the wall. So, Well, Super E, this was a great pilot episode, I think, for today.
Agreed.
So, I look forward to having some more conversations with you on the recording, and I think we're just about out of time. So do you have any closing things you want to say for our pilot episode?
I would just say today we've had a lot of rain in Indy and we have sunshine. So I would say just get out and enjoy the sunshine and enjoy life when you can.
It's been pretty dark and cold for a while. I've been looking forward to the sun. So, all right. Well, I'm Justin Bogart with Bright Path Notes.
I'm Elizabeth Mayora with Elizabeth Mayora.
And this is the Super E and J podcast pilot episode.